Welcome to the second annual Writing for Liberation virtual teach-in presented by Black Writers for Peace and Social Justice, a 501c3 nonprofit organization founded in 2024 by writer, educator, multidisciplinary artist, mother, and community organizer Dr. Khadijah Ali-Coleman. Black Writers for Peace and Social Justice envisions a world where stories are tools for liberation, the arts are central to social justice movements, and diverse voices lead the way toward understanding, empathy, justice, and equity. We are excited about our teach-in that takes place throughout the month of August. August is a significant period in Black history, recognized as Black August, honoring Black political prisoners, revolutionary resistance, and the ongoing fight against systemic oppression. The Black Writers for Peace and Social Justice Writing for Liberation virtual teach-in gathers Black writers through workshops, craft talks, panels, and readings, asking the question, in a world where the voices of minoritized populations are systematically being muted, how do Black writers continue their work to write from spaces of truth and power? Tonight is our kickoff of the Writing for Liberation teach-in presented by Black Writers for Peace and Social Justice. We are so happy that you are here today. Assata Shakur said, "Without the support of the people, no movement for liberation can exist." What does liberation look like to you? Hello, my name is Dr. Khadijah Ali-Coleman, and I am the CEO of Black Writers for Peace and Social Justice and the publisher of Black Writers for Peace and Social Justice's literary magazine, The Rebel Zeitgeist. Liberation, to me, is speaking truth to power and working towards a world that works for everyone. I started Black Writers for Peace and Social Justice in 2024 as a nonprofit to be able to expand my impact working with Black writers looking to develop a writing practice founded in principles of liberatory practice. Those tenets include equity, human rights, truthfulness, solidarity, and equality. I created a workshop on writing for liberation that became very popular and became one of our foundational workshops that led to the annual virtual Writing for Liberation teach-in that happens each year. This year, it starts during the month of August to commemorate Black August. I got my start as a journalist 30 plus years ago here in Baltimore with the Baltimore Times while a student at UMBC. I have gone on to cover stories for independent media and Black legacy media throughout my career, while also developing my own practice as a poet, playwright, and academic. I'm a tenured professor at Coppin State University's Humanities Department. I also live down the street from the campus in full witness of the ways that our community benefits from investment of time and resources. Black Writers for Peace and Social Justice has allowed me opportunities to connect Black writers, to find paid opportunities as writers, deepen their writing practice, and meet one another. In less than 2 years, we have served over 500 Black writers through publishing opportunities, partnerships, workshops, retreats, and learning experiences like our Youth Media Academy and virtual teach-in. Your support keeps this engine running. This week, make a donation to us through Collective Give, where Greater Baltimore comes together for 24 hours to support Black-led organizations. You can help us raise $25,000 to support Black writers by making a pledge today. Please learn more by visiting us at blackwritersforpeace.org. Peace. Synnika Lofton is an award-winning poet, educator, and publisher. Lofton is the author of more than 35 collections of poetry and more than 177 spoken word albums. His poems have appeared in Clockhouse Journal, Revenge, Upstreet, Experience Reality Magazine, and more. In 2024, his poem To Honor Her Bold Walk was nominated for a Pushcart Prize. He earned both a BA in Creative Writing and an MFA in Creative Writing from Goddard College. He holds teaching positions at Chesapeake Bay Academy, Norfolk State University, and Elizabeth City State University. Martheaus Perkins is a first-generation college graduate and son of a single black mother. He is the author of The Grace of Black Mothers. His writing has appeared in numerous publications, including BWR, Diode, and Obsidian. The name Martheaus is a collection of each woman who raised him. Mar was his grandmother, Thea is his mother, and Us represents the aunties who created the name. Find him at martheausperkins.com. 10 is an emerging literary artist whose work centers blackness, queerness, and spirituality. He holds a BA in philosophy from Brooklyn College. He has completed workshops with Cave Canem and retreats with the Center for Black Literature. His poetry has been featured at the Guggenheim Museum and the Apollo Victoria Theater. He is currently a member of the New Eurekan Poets Cafe's 2026 Slam Team. He categorizes his writing as ritual, building, and prayer. Nia Watson is a New York City-based poet, essayist, and journalist. Her writing often explores themes of culture, community, food, health, and wellness. When she isn't working, she loves sipping wine in the sun. Her work has appeared in numerous publications, including Am New York, Lullaby Machine, Abendo Magazine, and The Underground. Brandy Victoria is a playwright centering Black women in stories of self-discovery, resistance, and transformation. Her work has been produced at Obsidian Theater, Festival of Detroit, Barter Theater, Abington Theater Company, and more. A 2023 Hurston Wright Foundation Fellow and Temple University graduate, she uses humor and emotional honesty to amplify queer, neurodivergent, and working-class Black women's voices. She is also a theater critic, contributing reviews to DC Theater Scene and Maryland Theater Guide. Aaliyah el-Amin, based in Prince George's County, Maryland, is passionate about capturing the human journey through words, inviting readers on a shared experience. She is the founder of the writing collective You Are Right Here. Her works have appeared in numerous publications, including the Center for Creative Writing, Artists of Maryland, Maryland Bards, Creative Currents, and Reflections magazine. She is a recipient of the Right On Funniest Poem Award from Loudoun County Public Library and is a participant in Cave Canem's Washington, D.C. workshop. Shawn Williams is an Afro-futurist poet and storyteller. Utilizing lyric, free verse, and epistolary poetry, Shawn transports readers through various modes of time, place, and history. Referencing the nostalgic past of one's childhood with the imaginative potential of the future, Shawn grapples with Black feminine subjectivity, trans feminine self-fashioning, and Afro-futurist affect in order to foster deep reflection, resistance, and pleasure. Jacqueline Youm is a multi-talented actor based in the Washington, D.C. area. She is a Senegalese actor, lawyer, and teaches French, English, Spanish, mediation, and negotiation. She has appeared on numerous stages in the D.C. area, including Laurel Mill Playhouse, Silver Spring Stage, Globe Open Stage, Sandy Spring Theater Group, and more. Colie Aziza is a singer, actor, and children's book author based in the Washington, D.C. area. She published her first children's book, Koi's Dream, in 2016, using her pen name Aziza M. Throughout her life's work, she encourages both adults and young people to always follow their dreams. Born and raised in Bronx, New York, Colie attended Music and Arts High School in Harlem, where she majored in vocal studies, and she continued her studies at Syracuse University, where she studied musical theater. Bayou Elom is a DMV-based actor, photographer, and playwright based in Maryland. Bayou has appeared on numerous stages, including the Anacostia Playhouse and Theater Alliance. Bayou has a Associates in Theater from Montgomery College, and a BA in Theater from the University of Maryland, College Park. Mecca Verdell is an international winning spoken word poet turned actress. She owes a lot of her acting career to her 10 years of traveling performing her own work. As a poet, she has performed at theaters across the country, including the Kennedy Center and the Hippodrome. Holy Smoke, a one-act play written by Brandy Victoria. Cast of characters: John Kill, 40, woman, African American, Maxine's daughter, bohemian in nature, beautiful, wry, sarcastic, snarky. She is a nonconformist, anti-groupthink, Afrocentric, the type to own a holistic health shop or marijuana dispensary, spiritual but not religious. Character 2, Maxine, 58, woman, African American, John Kill's mother, also beautiful, looks like she could be John Kill's sister. Theatrical. She is newly devout, newly saved Christian. It is important to resist the temptation to portray Maxine as a matronly church lady, as she was a young mother who was still shedding her storied past. She was that girl back in the day, and it shows. Setting: Washington, D.C., John Kill's apartment, compact, bohemian, not dirty, but a tad messy. All rooms overlap are in view. John Kill is dressed for vacation, wearing shorts and a t-shirt or perhaps a maxi dress. She is attempting, mostly in vain, to pack and close her suitcase. She smokes a joint. She never quite gets the suitcase closed, sits on it. A knock at the door.
Not today. I'm not home.
A turn of the knob.
Oh, hell no.
John Kill snuffs out the joint, searches the room for a weapon, settles upon a frying pan, the sound of slow steps inching closer to the door. John Kill raises her arm, frying pan in hand. The door opens.
Minnie, Minnie, Grandma's here, baby. Minnie?
Maxine enters carrying a box, shiny, a huge bow, a gift. John Kill lunges toward Maxine, frying pan hand raised high. Both scream.
You making omelets or something?
Mother, that key is for emergencies only.
What are you doing here in the first place? Where's Minnie?
Maxine immediately dominates the space, inspecting this, adjusting that, checking for dust. John Kill trails behind, undoing Maxine's spontaneous feng shui.
I live here and Minnie is at the kennel.
You sent my baby to a kennel? My only grandbaby to the puppy penitentiary?
I'm going on vacation, Mother. A girls' trip.
Another girls' trip. Still no honeymoon. Ain't that something?
Did you need something?
Just stop by to drop off your birthday gift. I didn't forget. The big 4-0. I know you thought I forgot, but I still have got some marbles left.
You're welcome to stay, but
Hands
Open
John
it.
Kill the box.
Open it.
I'll open it when I get back. I don't want to miss my flight.
Open it.
Mother, my flight.
It's 6 hours from now. Flight 2257, DC to Montego Bay, Jamaica.
How did you?
Got a direct line to God himself? I ask, he answers.
John Kill notices her itinerary and passport on the table, picks them up, waves them at Maxine.
My itinerary. Very funny.
Maxine hands John Kill the gift for the second time.
Open it, Jonquil, now.
Jonquil reluctantly unwraps the box, retrieves first a Bible and then a white veil.
A Bible I expected, but a wedding veil, Mother?
It's called manifestation. Speaking it into existence. How I landed the husband I got now. My Gabe. Third time's a charm. Wear it around the house while you're doing the dishes or something until God answers your call and sends you a good man, a protector, someone handsome, God-fearing, a husband.
Manifestation? How millennial of you. That line of thinking is in line with the Bible.
How about you read the one I gave you and you tell me? Yeah, marriage looks good on you.
No,
John Kills.
mother.
No?
No.
What do you mean, no?
You know what I mean? No. No to a boyfriend, no to a husband, no to a man, no to any man.
I hate it when you talk like that, like you're choosing the hard way when easy is right there staring you in the face.
I am not choosing anything.
It's unnatural and it's ungodly.
I know, mother. I'm a heathen, a sinner, a failure for, I don't know, burning my bra, letting my bush grow in, for daring to reject the patriarchy.
Well, it's good to be self aware.
I'm out.
John Kill removes the veil, reaches for a suitcase. Maxine retrieves John Kill's new Bible, flips effortlessly, confidently to her desired passage.
You shall not lie with a male as with a woman. It is an abomination.
Wait a minute.
For their women exchanged unnatural relations with women
You think I'm a lesbian?
and were consumed with passion. You're not?
No,
So you're straight.
not exactly.
You something new?
It's complicated.
God made it pretty simple, actually. You are a woman, right?
For now.
No, you want Ella trans whatever. I know what that one means. What is it? Oh, I know. You're playing for both teams. You're playing for both teams? One ain't enough, huh?
One is too many, actually. I'm asexual. Technically aromantic too, but one orientation at a time.
Asexual. You know, the A used to stump me until just now. LGBTQIA.
I guess, mother.
Asexual. What
Mhm.
exactly does that mean? Asexual. All of a sudden, nobody does it for you. No, not Idris, not Brad, not Denzel, not the UPS guy with the muscles and the little brown shorts. Coochie coo don't work. You want to be alone? Jonquil, for the rest of your life?
Maybe. Not necessarily. Wouldn't be the worst thing. You see, it's a spectrum. Love is a spectrum. Sexuality is a spectrum, you know?
Having a regular, normal, happy family, too much like right?
There's gray sexual and demisexual and
Full sexual. Sooner or later, every woman gets an urge, a natural urge.
not me.
As many boys I caught you humping back in the day,
I was 16.
you were fast.
I was a child.
Maxine puts on the veil, face exposed, and admires herself in the mirror. Primps.
You were a straight woman, is what I'm getting at. A
Mm.
little whorish, perhaps, but
I was only following your lead.
turned my life over to God since then.
We'll see.
You've already seen. You're seeing right now. Got right with my maker. No more alcohol, no drugs, no pork, not even in grandma's greens.
Hmm.
No blaspheming, no lewd and lascivious conduct. So far, so good.
I don't know. Devil's got a way of luring back his favorites.
Well, I ain't one of them. Not the way I've been praying. First thing in the morning, last thing at night, fiercely, feverishly. I pray for you. Even when you don't deserve it, I still do.
Must pray all the time then. I mean, all damn day and all damn night. Jesus must be tired of hearing from you about me. Worried from all that prayer. God must have all the free time, all that praying you doing for me.
All right, keep playing with the Lord. See what happens. So, who else are you this month besides an asexual? A Buddhist, a Muslim, Republican, anything but like your mama?
Like you.
It ain't just me, though. All women dream of having the life Jonquil?
I am not all women.
A husband, a house, children who adore her, a family of her own, grandbabies one day. If you could see beyond yourself, you'd see the value in that too. Asexual, bullsexual.
I'm sorry if my lifestyle isn't. I can't help it that Mother, I am not, I don't know, your second chance to get life right.
Of course, you're my second chance. You owe me my second chance. You 40-year-old ungrateful little snot. Your parents do. In fact, I don't know who told you differently, but children owe their parents everything.
Because we exist?
Yes, goddamn it, because you exist. You owe me for existing.
At what cost? My identity? To hell with who I am and what I want? Dreams be damned?
Not the good dreams, the godly ones. But, Jonquil, your dreams they're small, secular, childish, uninspired, beige. Can tell by the way you walk. You've got beige dreams, just like me when I was your age, when I didn't know who I was either, when I drank too much, walked around high in front of my mama, when I was loose, when I was lost, when I was damaged, just like you.
I am anything but lost. I am so found. Damaged? Hell yeah. Where would we be without our painful childhoods? But you know what puts me back together? What keeps me whole? Knowing who I am, what I am. There's an actual word for it. Slithers off my tongue. Asexual. 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 A fucking sexual. And do you know what that means for me? It means I'll pass on all of that. I was not designed for it.
Designed? God designed you.
I don't want it.
What exactly?
The dick. The dick. The penis, the schlong, the member, the eggplant, the cock, the dick. Not boyfriend dick, side piece dick, husband dick. Dick sucks. Which I'll never do again, by the way. Same goes for fucking. Never liked it. Hated, in fact. Faked it every single solitary time. Just humping over and over like a robot for 20 years until I finally went numb on the inside, searching for that feeling everyone talks about, that explosion, that flutter, butterflies, nothing. Some say it's because I'm different in the mind. Some say that it's all because I've never been in love, never been loved in that way, at least. I never craved it, though. Never hoped for it, never fantasized about it. That's the funny part, the important part. I've only dreamt of small, quiet intimacies instead with friends. Friends! You all make every beautiful thing perverse, but a hand at the small of my back, a hug on a really bad day, a foot massage, breakfast in bed, a surprise phone call, flowers, a funny conversation, an inside joke, sharing the last piece of chocolate cake. No weddings, no honeymoons. I'm okay with that. It's love, just a different kind. Platonic, safe, free.
Oh, child, please. From the beginning of creation, God made male and female, and the two will become one flesh. It's not up to you, Jonquil.
Jonquil smacks the Bible out of Maxine's hands and onto the floor. A silence, icy glares, tension you can cut.
Pick it up.
I am going to be me, whether you like it.
Be me, be me, 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 me. Your generation is so fragile.
Fragile?
So self-centered, so pseudo-philosophical, but I see through it, and I am trying right now, so help me God to see you through it. Now pick it up.
Fragile? Coming out to you is the bravest thing I've ever done. Have you met you?
I know myself well. In fact, I've met myself over and over, child, while you invent new identities every time someone hurts your teeny tiny little baby feelings. I got dumped on prom night, so now I identify as an ice cream cone. Where's the God in that?
You can't be that ignorant.
Ignorant? You can't be that crazy. Talking to me like you've been talking, acting how you've been acting, like I'm one of your little friends. You may be 40, but I swear to God, I can and I will.
Maxine picks up the frying pan, lifts it, points it at Jonquil's forehead, calms herself, places it slowly on the table.
Pick up the goddamn motherfucking Bible now.
Jonquil slowly retrieves the Bible from the floor, eyes her mother defiantly.
Nearly caught fire in your hands.
Pause, quiet a moment. Jonquil thumbs slowly through the Bible, arrives at a passage.
Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Love thy neighbor as thyself? Something you learned in what? Kindergarten? Right after nap time and before you learned to shit in a pot? Try again.
Okay? My sexuality is not an inferior trait that needs to be chaperoned by emotionalism or morality. Alice Bag.
Alice Bag? Jesus invited a 13th disciple to dinner named Alice Bag? 4 years at Catholic school, thousands of dollars out of my pocket, and ain't nothing stick? Alice Bag? What about Matthew, Mark, Luke, John? No, because that would be too much like right. You want to talk about some lady called Alice Bag. Shit.
I have to go.
Jonquil rushes to her suitcase and attempts to close it again. Success. Heads for the front door. Meanwhile, Maxine reads aloud from the Bible.
The Lord will send upon you curses, confusion.
Got it. Fire and brimstone are headed my way.
Maxine waves the Bible at Jonquil's face. A desperation, a plea, a ramble blocks the front door.
It's not too late, baby girl. This too shall pass. It's a phase. You can go through a phase at 40. It's okay. You always were a late bloomer. Everything came little. Titties, that time of the month. Did I do this? Stunt your growth? Bet this happened right before I got to show you what love looks like. Before my new man came along. You got to meet Gabe. He's an angel. You'll see. You don't want it because you've never seen it. That's all there is. You're just confused. We can fix that, baby girl. Oh, know what else? Good thing about turning 40, your body count resets. Saw that on TikTok. That means it ain't too late to find a good man, Jonquil. You ain't ruined. All that hoeing you used to do don't even count.
Maxine offers Jonquil a hug. A let's celebrate. Oh, I'm here for you. Jonquil rebuffs.
Please, Mother.
This about what happened to you when you were a girl? About Uncle Jerome? They ain't all like that. Besides, we took care of his ass, me and your cousins.
I'd rather this not be the first time we talk about that.
Come on now. This is childish, asexual. It's a made-up word because you were raised too damn soft. Told you could be anything you want to be. But that's a lie. God's got other plans for most of us. Maybe if your father had been around. Keep this up, you're going to end up with 9 cats, child. You are too pretty to be asexual anyway. It's an insult to God wasting all that pretty being part of a made-up thing. Sounds like a club for weirdos, Jonquil. And mama don't raise no weirdos over here. Asexual. That don't even sound right. Asexual. Let me see where God co-signed that. Let me see. Nope. Ain't no verse. Ain't no verse, John Quill. You understand? Enough. It's time to grow out of this thing.
This thing? This thing. I am not a thing.
Jonquil wells up with anger, a cry, scream, snatches the Bible from Maxine.
Ugh! Give it to me.
Have you lost your mind?
Maxine snatches the Bible back.
Then will the eyes of the blind be opened?
Bitch.
A noisy tussle between the two over the Bible, worthy adversaries. The Bible eventually lands on the floor, tattered and torn. Both women, winded, pause to absorb the severity of what they have done. Bible passages, crumpled paper, scraps of sacred scripture on the floor in both of their hands. Sacrilege, eyes lock, pause.
Now you pick it up. And if you want her, Minnie is yours.
Jonquil exits quickly, suitcase in tow, slams the door behind her.
You get back here, little girl. What'd I tell you about slamming them doors? Happy birthday, Jonquil.
Maxine looks around the room, a little unsure of what to do with herself. She lightly searches the place, opens drawers and cabinets, picks up the Bible, the scraps.
Good shit. Forgive me. Oh,
Go ahead.
forgive me. Oh my God, and graciously protect me this night. Blessed Virgin Mary, my dear Heavenly Mother, take me under your protection. Saint Joseph, my dear guardian angel, and all you saints of God, pray for me. Sweet Jesus, have pity on all poor sinners and save them all from hell. But most of all, I beg you, save my baby like you did me. You made her just like me. Save her just the same. The truth is in her. I promise you. Praise be. Praise be. Dear God, praise be.
Lights down on Maxine, lights up on Jonquil, suitcase in tow. She stands outside before her front door. Starts to open the door, tempting, changes her mind, kneels, prays instead.
God the divine, you know what it is. You did this. You made me. And I believe you got me right. Just right. You've always had a knack for perfection. Took me 40 years to believe, but now I can feel it. I know it. I can feel you everywhere. Let her know you already got me. Got my journey in your hands. Saved my mother like you did me. You made me just like her. Save her just the same. The truth is in her. I promise. Praise be. Praise be. Dear God, praise be.
Lights out. End of play. Next up, we have Martheaus Perkins.
Thank you, Khadijah. Hello, everyone. I'm calling in. Storm is going on outside, so maybe you can tell me if you can hear me. I'll look to the chat to see if my audio. But it's really great to be here again. This literary journal has been a great example. Important to not just have these words printed, but to have a community after the words have been published. I'd like to thank Synnika and Khadijah for being able to bring us all together. I am audible, right? I'm going to be reading just one poem. The poem I decided to read today is dedicated to my aunt because she was the person who radicalized me. She was the person who brought the first literature of Black thought to me. It's also dedicated to a quilt maker from California named Rosie Lee Tompkins. And interestingly, if you look into the history of Black August, you'll actually see that it has its roots in, California with people who were incarcerated. So just go ahead and start reading. Title of this is Footwork. Auntie was a seamstress for the socialist revolution. With beeswax coated needle and thread, with a Singer machine, she sewed crazy quilt wings for each and every niece and nephew. With brown sugar on her cassette deck, whip stitching half squares, layering batting beneath patches she embroidered with star thread and teeth. Auntie loves her floral patterns, loves her colors that her Lord lets her see anew, a new day. You wake to overnight tech. Nene lost electricity in the ice storm. Lord, her liver, low, didn't tell nobody. Didn't take her medicine. Lord just stayed under the comforters cold. Must have been. Lord didn't eat to call Aunt Z to check on her. She fell in the house. Dialysis. Z say she fell 3 times. Lord slipped. Ice. Prince leave imprints. Cultural memory. He's too tired to talk now, but the Lord. Love. She'd him at me. Be careful flying in these quilt wings. Clouds make for cold beds, and hard heads make for soft behind. Still giving with advice while she straight stitches your fabric skin shoulder blades with this heavy velveteen denim hodgepodge of a blanket, bunches and stiffens when the chill sky. Be honest, Mar. You never believed you would fly as far as she made these wings to take you. And be honest, Mar, you can't. Those wings in your closet or under your bed, misplaced all the way. You're not going to mail boat to Aunt Nene in time or it gets cold. It's been cold. Texas grid must have. Old, no, keep going. You were raised to rock, do the work. Mar, if you can't find old wings, make scratch. Call it home going. Call it water. Let it hold memory as water does the new patch. Do you remember that humid Texas day when you and your girlfriend were driving me to school to get shoes? And me and those dreaming eyes of mine came on and I started singing. And you said, Boy, what you know about D'Angelo? And the three of us became dream sight. Key voices stitched to the daylight like kudzu. Oh, tulips. Favorite purple tulips, tulips, tulips.
Gorgeous. We have our next literary artist coming to the stage. Put your hands together for 10.
Hello, greetings. It's such a pleasure to be here. Wonderful readings. Wonderful energy. Such a pleasure. I'll be reading, I think, let's say 3 short poems. Um, this first one is called Sharp White, which appeared in the Rebel Zeitgeist. And it begins with an epigram. I feel most colored when I'm thrown against a sharp white background. Zora Neale Hurston. Who doesn't think in living color? Who doesn't think in amber asphalt or off-white ascensions? Truth. Life is a spectrum, and there are many ways to be erased. Truth. I feel most colored when thrown against America's razor-thin edged truth. I feel most American when thrown against the asphalt. Truth watches the color drain from me, so I sleep is the cousin and let dreams be erased. This next poem also appeared in the Rebel Zeitgeist. It's called Negrophobia. The bombs, the bomb bleeds a luminous psychic red. We each have a vermilion and one chance to rouse the jostled earth from doomsday memorandums. Nothing grows. Nothing grows here except mushroom clouds and insidious plots against the birds and the flowers. Who picks flowers? Who is it that chooses to pleasure themselves by killing such beautiful things? Nothing grows here. Nothing grows here because nothing grows here. Nothing grows here because we've been bombing infant ideas into oblivion. Nothing grows but remote prophecies of yester people's passing. Nothing grows except turpentine and turmoil. Nothing grows. Nothing will ever grow as fast as atomic ambition. Nothing grows as grotesque as the human heart. Nothing grows. Nothing grows here. And then I have one more poem. This poem is called Bacon. Last night I skipped prom to count rebel shimmers of deviant headlights. Cock-eyed and bow-wheeled by the distance, my distorted vision blurs as merging moonbeams silently flit gross naked streaks across pavement pond of semi-sobrietous youth. Neither boys could have known how far night traveled to be them. Only that the black was blinding, their changing bodies tired suits inside a Wendy's restroom. Dave's tripled their last supper before the ascension, ignited eerie compunctions of grief. Their mother's love had always been a fine-toothed comb bone raking the cadaver clean. And as I held the kili of his rib and the fleshy gulai of his spirit, I worried the woman in me to rest. Oh, how he held his father's face. Oh, how it warred against his mother's smile by dangerously towing the darks of his dimple. I drank my crush orange until the feelings fizzled, and flustering angelic signaled time to exit through cacophony of sacred buckets and final mops. Then by the redundancy of the night air we were exposed, brief brushing forearms independent of own unique follicular forage. Ubiquitous skin fabric sent joy searching flat sevens in the major minor. And on the short walk home, I giggled at our swag, because secretly, we are good. Secretly, we are gems. Secretly, we are God, and it doesn't matter the sermons of our mother's belief. The future reminisces our names as numbers she could one day call. And of all the things we prayed for, I must admit, we prayed for secrecy. Thank you for the time. Pleasure.
Gorgeous. Next to the mic, I introduce to you Aaliyah el-Amin.
Hello, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Dr. Khadijah, for having me. Thank you to the editors for selecting my work. I'm going to go ahead and read one of my pieces that's in the Rebel Zeitgeist. It's Coffee Critique. The barista takes our order. I order Americano coffee, no cream or sugar. Shake snow from my gloves. A black waiter meets my gaze, nods. I settle in, observe the rules, offer an ear, listen to Frisian stallions and braided lilies, listen to teacup clatter and nostalgia roam. Steam curls past the lip of my mug, toward a homeless man asleep. Skin pressed heavy against metal grates. In the distance, sirens wail, headed to a block on the other side of the glass. Picture mothers crying and chalk lines. A cough punctures the air. Faint patchouli lingers. Eyes lift and survey. I'm snapped back from prayer. My name is offered up, certain for a second time, to read. I unfold my poem, written in deep crimson. Ode to the slave who dared to read. You smuggle knowledge like contraband beneath ribs and bloody cotton sleeves. You turn pages in the shadow of gnarled trees, nooses still hanging, chains clinked, and overseers counting lashes. Fingers fidget, heads pivot, cheers scrape, brows furrow. Someone critiques. I wanted the poem to take me to a happier time, not to recount the past. Where are the cats lapping up milk? Where are little yellow raincoats? Hear my grandmother whisper deep from within, don't forget me in front of company, as I take a sip from my cup. I clench my paper tighter, my shield, red ink, fire bold, my sword. I give glory to my ancestors, lift my poem to the light like a messiah, its wings spread wide. This history isn't optional. I write because I can. Okay, I have a second piece as well. The second piece, thank you. The second piece is called The Hoodie Inside. Man, it's 80 degrees. You gonna die. Can't you see? No, you can't see. Tucked somewhere inside the hoodie is a young boy who remembers the scent of his mother, but never the burr hug of his father. Can't you see behind the video game dry eyes are tears? Pressed down now in his belly, and the sweat beating across his brow is how slow burn anger boils. It doesn't attack, it festers. It mimics toughness. It mimics still cut eyes. It mimics 2.0 GPA ways when 4.0 grades were waiting to be picked up. But, but backpacks don't go with hoodies, especially in the summer. Your eyes are always somewhere else. Your jagged tongue always judging. Never looking under the hood at the boy the world calls your son.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Gorgeous. And please do not forget to put your information, Aaliyah, in the chat. Aaliyah, for those who were here or didn't you missed the introductions, Aaliyah has her own writing group. And so please share the information about your writing group and things that you have coming up the pipe. Thank you for joining us, Aaliyah.
Thank you for
And
having me. Thank you.
yes, and so at any time, I'd like to ask audience members to, if you have questions for folks, if you want to put them in the chat, so when we do get to questions and comments that we can revisit, and in case you, forget, you can put stuff in the chat. Coming up next, as I said earlier, my brother from another mother was featured in the inaugural issue of the Rebel Zeitgeist as a contributor, and then our latest issue, the spring 2026 issue that's being featured now with our readers, is writer, um, hip hop artist, educator, professor. Please put your hands together and give it up for Synnika A. Lofton.
All right. Good evening, good evening, everybody. Hope all is well. I definitely remember some of the voices from the Ivy bookstore, right? Earlier this, so it's good to hear those voices again, and a lot of the other voices as well. This particular volume was so difficult, to kind of you have to weigh all this stuff and figure out, what goes in. So I was trying to curate my best of and just give it over to Khadijah and let them figure out what goes in and what doesn't. But anyway, let me share with you a couple of poems. What I've been working on. Let me see. If you saw me and Greg earlier this spring, we kind of like, once we wrapped that up, we got into the what was the mode? The Juneteenth mode. Well, and we had to do a lot of Juneteenth stuff. We were in North Carolina for Juneteenth, and I put together like a bunch of poems. I think what that I thought really worked. I want to read a couple of those, and I want to read you some of the newer material. Khadijah, if I can't remember what I did, I submit something. What did I submit for the inaugural? I can't remember which poems those were. Just throw it in the chat for me, and I can probably pull those up at some point. But anyway, this first poem, this is called "Southern Grass is Made of Blues." Southern grass got a blues beneath these boots. Liberation funk plays a melody on my skin. That bass is different. Ba-doom, 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 bump, 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 bump. They keep telling me stories about emancipation, about freedom, about 40 acres and some mules. I ain't seen no freedom in years. These chains and shackles have tattooed rings around my mind, my body, and my spirit. Too much time has passed, and I'm tired of this colonial struggle experiments. But we know things gonna change. We know things gonna change. Ba-doom, 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 bump, 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 bump. Trying to live for the family. Trying to fight for their tomorrows. I can't trust these talking heads. They may talk with sweetness in their voices. They may talk with sweetness in their voices. Ba-doom, 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 bump, 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 bump. Honestly, this news is old news. We knew through the grapevine. through secret meetings in the woods, on the docks, in the churches, around mama's cast iron skillet, through the newspapers, through Gulf Coast shipping, through soldiers, through refugees, through migrants, through the people, the people, the people. Southern grass got a blues beneath these boots. Southern grass got a blues beneath these boots. Ba-doom, 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 bump, 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 bump. Liberation funk plays a melody on my skin. That bass is different. The bass is different. Ba-doom, ba-doom, ba-doom. So there were a lot of poems that had a lot of different elements to them for our Juneteenth. I try to wrap all all those different elements into these poems, and we kind of put them on for people. All those, it was a couple days for us. I think we did 3 days worth of Juneteenth events for the most part. But anyway, what I've been working on recently, I've probably had a good time because if you've been paying attention to the news and all the, all the issues floating about, whether it's Fauci and right, the MAGA politicians, maybe it's bonnets and do-rags you caught on to. Like, I've been having some fun. I've been having some fun. So I want to share with you just a couple of poems. This first one, let's do this one. Up jump the lecture, adjust your do-rags and bonnets. Leaders who do not act dialogically, but insist on imposing their decisions, do not organize the people, they manipulate them, they do not liberate, nor are they liberated, they oppress. Paulo Freire. Up jump the lecture, brought to you by Liberated Territory. Adjust your television screens, adjust your do-rags and bonnets. Allow words and ideas to infiltrate and say hello, like James Brown shouting from Boston Garden 1968, or like Jimmy playing Woodstock applying blues to an anthem with an anti-blackness in the third stanza. Content flashes a smile. Come as you are, she says. Decolonize this space and piss off the marketing department. Cue the freedom, democratize the campus, skew the optics, chase away the colonial thinkers and tell students the truth. Step out of the 19th century and share the power, says innovation. All hail the corporate plantation is not everyone's American dream. However, the map to financial independence is not paved with gold. Good intentions don't always surf the waves of success or flight straight away. Capitalism is a shifty fox, wolf, or pig, watching the trends and fads, altering methods to trigger the country's algorithm. Exploitation is the root of all evil, says Karl Marx. We have a nice house, says Mr. Thomas Sowell. Up jump the lecture. Up jump the lecture. Adjust your TV screens. Tradition used to have values. Now he wears a ski mask, prays to a Marvel created God, waits on his moment, and kicks in the door. Poem entitled Up Jump the Lecture.
Fantastic. I
Can do
posted,
can do one more Khadijah?
sure. I just wanted to let you know I posted two of the ones from last year.
Oh, okay. Very cool. Very cool. Let me see what those are. I can probably pull them up really, really quickly here. If I can get to. Pretty God. Oh, that's right. Song of Myself. That's right. That's right. Man, Black Riot. Oh, I knew it was one of those poems. It was one of those. Um, this is one from the inaugural issue. This is called a jazzy self-reliance. Khadijah, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Because even in the spring, I was drawing a blank when me and Greg were up there. I was like, what did we submit that, for this thing? Um, Two poems. One, jazzy self-reliance, and I'll show you guys or read free the Fauci one I want to show you really. Jazzy fingers scroll a peace-tinted sky. A volatile reach is a melody, like an old Bobby Womack record. The mood lightens morning, 7:30 a.m., weightless. Save cosmos for later. Brew me a cup of something bold, black, and loud. That rich Kenyan blend, no sugar. Let me rage against the daylight and find meaning on this rapidly spinning planet. A high awaits somewhere in stereo, without wingless leaders or saviors sporting Brooks Brothers suits, rambling about social change or simply the change in their already swollen pockets. I gamble with time, rolling dice, talking this or walking this tightrope, expertly balancing risks, trying to avoid smoldering pavement. This American thing is a hustle, evolving, stretching its heavy body across lives. Leaning, preying on flesh to fill its belly, I inhale insatiable sunlight, satisfying an urban thirst, and with Baldwin-like curiosity, I navigate a concrete jungle. That's called a jazzy self-reliance. That was from the inaugural issue. Last poem. Last poem. Fauci drops 111 bars. Testimony got him jumping for the ceilings. Sharing AI generated certificates to validate fragile feelings, Fauci pleads the fifth, and trolls lift their voices to sing bluesy anthems, to tilt their shiny beaks to flaunt their feathers. Reparations now. The science is the science, yesterday, today, tomorrow. Miss me with the silliness. The American cosplay, the attempts at flipping facts to suit narratives while people died and continue to die. Testimony got him jumping and high fiving savagery. The rights bag men got him gassed up and strutting. Personal choices impact lives and don't come with apologies and Hallmark cards years later. Anti-government actors live on the grid, standing in long lines for real IDs, listening to the slow songs of hypocrisy, sweet neo-colonial sounds spilling onto slick floors. Prescription meds and over-the-counter drugs boogie board in their veins. Fauci drops the fifth on Wednesday, 111 times. Inspires toy soldiers on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. America keeps spinning the same old wheels. The theater continues without interruption. Fauci drops 111 bars. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for listening. I'll put my info in the chat area. I'm synnika.com. You can I put poems on that website every Friday, so you can always get notifications when there's like new stuff up.
Yes,
All right,
please
but thank y'all.
subscribe.
Appreciate it.
Please subscribe to his site. It's fantastic. Thank you, my brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Come into the mic next. Please put your hands together for Shawn Williams.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for having me. I'm calling in from Richmond, Virginia, and I will be sharing a new piece that I wrote pretty recently called The Cyborg Princess Speaks. And basically, I kind of wrote this because I realized that I was using a lot of technology metaphors to describe myself to people. Like when something doesn't make sense to me, I say, "Ugh, I'm malfunctioning," or like I'm short circuiting right now. And I like really wanted to get into that. But yeah, this one is called The Cyborg Princess Speaks. I am a machine, a cyborg that is constantly being built from both the organic and inorganic world around me. Each wire tapped into the code that is my virtue, morals, fears, beliefs, and spirit. I construct myself into a being known as the cyborg princess, a living science fiction built from the noise of the underground. Cindy Mayweathered my way into consciousness by means of violent and glitchy interfaces of rhythm, dance, speech, and resistance, to claw away and rip the cords from my body before I shut them permanently. Despite her name, the cyborg princess is not tied to a specific binary code of gender, lest she continue to pull up error messages when plugged into the killing machine that is US. Yet, despite my cyborg body, I was born free. I am sentient. I am aware. I am alive. I am the creature who defied her master and annihilated his original plan. The code of least resistance, complacency, assimilation, stagnant, lifeless. My sisters, other bots, machines of all delicate hues, ligaments rough and polished metal, transing gender by way of recalibration and reconfiguration. What is Black but the motherboard? What is woman but data? What is trans but a circuit? Again, my cyborg body is built from the various theories, music, culture, and hormones, estrogen, spironolactone, progesterone, jazz, hip hop, R&B, Detroit techno, etc., etc., etc. The needle acts as thumb drive, 20 milligrams by milliliter by megabytes of data, and each injection upload to my bloodstream, made and recharged each and every Monday night in this ritual of divine musical intervention. The cyborg princess is a beacon. She is the black print of human connection through means of shared interconnectivity from server to server. We are built for communication. We feel love, as Donna Summer once said, crooning over the synth that lifts the angelic vocals to other planes of existence. Every film, every song, every dance, every vision, every moment of movement is recorded into the repository of my motherboard. For it was Mother who uploaded the data first. It was Mother with her techno beats and archived videos, which made house home. Every time I press play, I must loop the sample over and over and over again. My brain is not wired to the minutia of white, red, heterosexual, cisgender, able-bodied, American, Western, upper class, 1% systems. History is logged into my database with each inhale of air and exhale technological vomit espoused from the internet and billionaires' websites. It's hard to troubleshoot when everything is working perfectly. That is why I break and glitch the slightest microaggression, because I physically cannot compute my forced inferiority. That is, fail to perform subservience. No one can humble me because I am not humble. I am a machine after all, cool to the touch yet always close to overheating. What else is left but to unplug when things get too tough? Nevertheless, built from the assembly line of my mother's lineage, I loop the sample again and again and again, waiting without losing a single breath of intel to hear the perfect frequency. Time is only a prison if you continue to fight it. Get lost, but don't lose yourself in the journey. Does that make sense? Maybe not, but I'm not privy to translating for others that are not me, or at the very least, like me. I've now run out of technological analogies. That the cyborg princess refuses to be silent even when her creator pulls the plug, her backup going into overdrive. So for now, let's restart and wait for her to load again. See what new sounds and images will emerge this time. When she's ready, push the button. Thank you.
Aww. As lovely as you are, that was beautiful. And I am a early Janelle Monáe fan. I was during my music writing days, I reviewed her first two albums. So that Cindy Merriweather, I love that. Um so next up, thank you so much, Shawn. Next up we have Nia Watson. Put your hands together, everyone.
Hello, thank you for having me tonight. The poem that I'm going to read is from the spring issue, and it's called She Caught a Cold on Her Birthday. It's about feeling well, feeling fear, feeling belonging, and it's also about the unspoken and the present moment. She wakes with a runny nose and a sore throat. A pot of water with ginger heats on the stove, bubbling and waiting. There's a draft coming in through the window. I should get that fixed. She scribbles on a notepad. The paper was once cream-colored, like fresh sheets, but now it's snot yellow. Driving over the white stone bridge feels the same every time. Bad. The water beneath the bridge sits dark and motionless, so she holds her breath as she crosses. Her chest hurts from the congestion. She wishes that she could shut her eyes too, but that's illegal. Bodies of water tell stories of little boys strapped to cotton gin fans, beaten and drowned in the Tallahatchie. She won't lean in to listen. A cough in a crowded room draws too much attention. It's been a few years since the pandemic ended, but coughing is still banned in the country. Her neighbor was detained last month. He owns the liquor store. His daughter attends music school around the corner, and his wife passed away last year. Someone whispers, and the cough is forgotten. He was deported yesterday. The bodega is out of birthday candles. 2 Hostess cupcakes and a provolone grilled cheese will do. She checks the drawers at home and finds 4 odd candles: green, orange, white, and pink, 2 for each cupcake. The old Zippo lighter flame burns bright orange like Garfield, and the melted frosting smells like plastic. A sneeze puts out the flame. On the last night of 2025, the first night of 2026, the leather in the back seat of the cab feels cold. The windows are open and it's freezing. She shakes, she shivers. She thinks back on warmer times of the year. It's harder to recall fond memories during flu season. She's long gone when someone at the bar gets too drunk and shares too many secrets. I don't deserve to be loved. She wants to be loved too, but all she has is a purse full of tissues. She has secrets too, and hers smell like menthol rub. Thank you.
Wonderful. Let's give it up. Thank you, Nia. Please do not forget to put your information in the chat, how folks can follow you on socials and any information regarding forthcoming projects. And that's for all of the artists. So we're going to close out with a play, and I wanted to just bring to fore and call his name into this room, George Jackson. George Jackson was a prominent African American figure who became an influential voice during the civil rights and Black Power movements while incarcerated in California's Soldat prison. Sentenced for armed robbery, Jackson became a rigorous self-education program began, at the age of 19, immersing himself in Marxist literature and developing a deep understanding of politics, history, and philosophy. His activism and radical ideas led to a significant tension with prison authorities, particularly as he advocated for armed resistance against systemic oppression. Tragically, he was killed in a prison riot in 1971, a death that his supporters believed was a politically motivated murder. He is one of the foundational figures that Black August is attributed to, the study of revolutionaries who use their pen and their largely their writing, but also their mobilizing efforts um, for liberation for Black people, but not only Black people, but understanding the global efforts toward liberation for all people. And so I wanted to bring his name into this space, but also to preface the last play, which is written by me. It's called Alexis. Please find my husband, and you will notice um, you will recognize what it's about. I'm not going to give anything away. It's a little twist. Today's readers are going to be Bayou, Elom, Mecca, Verdell, Colie, Aziza, and I will be playing the character Alexis. And so, Colie, you can start with notes.
Okay. Terrell, a man in his late 40s, is in a white t-shirt and pajama bottoms, barefoot and brushing his teeth. He enters the bedroom as he hears his wife, Geneva, call for him.
What?
Goes in
Nothing.
back.
I was looking for my bonnet, was asking if you seen it. I got it.
He puts it on and gets in bed.
It's pretty quiet without the Cortez family next door. Eerie almost.
Don't pretend like you care about the Cortezes now. You know you're glad they're gone.
Good night, sweetie.
Leans in to kiss Terrell, who suddenly turns over as if oblivious to her approaching kiss.
Good night.
Terrell and Geneva are lying in the bed, waking up to the sound of the door slamming. Terrell turns on the light.
What was that?
It sounded like a door slamming.
The
Pull
alarm
cell
is still
phone.
on. No one came in the house.
Let me go check. If I'm not back in 2 minutes, call the police.
What? No, I'm going with you. My gear is.
Woman, just stay. I'll be back.
Well, at least take this.
She holds out to him a curtain rod that was beside the bed.
No.
Terrell looks at the rod, rolls his eyes, and heads downstairs. Geneva lays the rod on the bed and wrings her hands. She gets out of the bed and starts pacing nervously. After what seems like eternity to her, she stands by the door and calls out.
All clear? Terrell? Terrell? Terry? Oh my God. Oh my God. Why isn't he answering? Why did he go down there by himself? We could have just said, Alexis, scan the house for intruders and be done.
Alexis is currently conducting a comprehensive facial recognition scan of the Hollister home. Please stand by.
Picks up curtain rod and looks around.
Wait, what? I activated you? Oh, never mind.
Goes to the bedroom door.
Terrell! Terrell! Why isn't he answering? Maybe I should call the police.
Facial scan complete.
Well, Alexis, what did you see? Who else is in the house besides me and Terrell?
In the basement laundry room by the back door, talking to homeowner A is an unidentified person who was in the home 2 weeks ago on February 12th, 2026 at 12:37 p.m.
What? What do you mean?
Terrell enters the bedroom out of breath.
All right. Check each floor. It wasn't anything. All doors are locked. You know how Baltimore homes are. You know how Baltimore row homes are. It could have been anything going on. We can hear our neighbors taking a piss practically.
Terry.
Takes the curtain rod out of Geneva's hand and leads her to the bed.
Did you hear what I said? Everything is all good. So let's go back to sleep. It's 1 in the morning and you have work at 7. I have some afternoon clients for a shoot. So let's head on to bed.
Terry, there was someone in the house. You were talking to her. Terry, who was that woman and what is going on? Why does she have access to my goddamn house?
I don't know what you're talking about. I think you're...
Holds up her hand to stop Terrell from saying anything else.
Alexis, please repeat the results of the facial scan of the home conducted 3 minutes ago.
In the basement laundry room by the back door, talking to homeowner A was an unidentified person who was in the home 2 weeks ago on February 12th, 2026 at 12:37 p.m.
Wait, did you have Alexis check the house while I was downstairs checking it? But why would you do that? I said I was coming back.
You hadn't returned. I called out to you 3 minutes and got no response. I didn't even really tell her to do it. Not really, but that's not the point. Someone was in the house and you were talking to them and then came up here and lied straight to my face. Who is she, Terry? And why does she have access to our house?
Alexis said it was a person, not a woman.
Are you kidding me right now?
If you're going to accuse me of something, at least get the facts straight.
What is wrong with you? That is not the point.
Well, what is the point, Geneva?
Are you cheating on me?
I didn't give anyone an alarm code. I am not cheating on you. No one was breaking in the house. I was talking to someone who was already here in the basement.
Ready here in the basement? What? I mean, just said this is a person that was here before.
Yes, when you were at work, training for your new job.
You said that's so ugly. New job, like I'm a monster.
You're not?
You're not going to turn this on me. I wasn't in our home with another man doing who knows what. I'm not a monster in this situation.
I was not doing who knows what. It wasn't just that person. There were several people here when you were at work. There have been several people here when you leave.
What the hell? Alexis, please update me on the number of
Alexis, please remind me of the types of information you have about homeowner B.
I have collected extensive data on homeowner B, including voice recordings from the past 3,650 days, 579 full transcripts of request, location data, smart home activity, contacts, and purchase history.
sure she has the same data points on you too. I don't care.
Alexis, please replay the call that homeowner B placed with 911 on January 6th in our home at approximately 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
A recording of Geneva's voice can be heard calling 911, reporting that her next door neighbors, the Cortez family, had just left their home to pick up their daughter from elementary school and take her to Chuck E. Cheese for her birthday. She had just passed them on her way from her car, returning home from the unemployment center. She was calling 911 with the tip because she knows that ICE is doing pickups of illegal alien, and she believes her neighbors are illegal aliens.
Lena thought it was you who called when Robbie was picked up. But I told her, no, Geneva would never do that. My wife is not like that. She isn't like that. Then, less than a week later, you get that fucking job. Like, what is wrong with you? Really?
Lena, you and Lena are best friends now. Lena is in my fucking basement.
Geneva, they are hiding so that she is not separated from her family. We are trying to make sure she and the kids are safely taken to somewhere else where they can get help to get Robbie out. He is a citizen, you know. So is Lena, Geneva. Just because they speak Spanish doesn't give you the right to assume that they don't belong here.
There is no way that they would be in danger of being deported if they were legal, Terry. Be real. Stop being delusional. If they were legal, you wouldn't be hiding them in my fucking basement. I mean, you have been lying to me this whole time. How many other people have you been hiding in our basement? If you hate my job so much, what is it that I do? Why would you trust that I won't call this in right now? And who is we?
Don't worry about it.
Starts packing a bag of clothing and putting on his shoes.
Don't tell me not to worry about it. What are you wrapped up in?
Geneva, I'm not the one strolling the streets, kidnapping mothers and fathers and separating families. That's you.
Geneva stands in front of the bedroom door, blocking his exit.
Where are you going? Where the hell do you think you're going?
Move, Geneva. Move out of the way.
Terrell pushes past her and leaves the bedroom with his bag of things.
Terrell, don't you leave this house. Terrell!
Geneva runs to the window.
Terrell, come back! Terrell! Alexis, call homeowner A's phone right now.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Geneva screaming.
Goddamn husband's phone!
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Screaming.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
End of play.
Excellent job, you guys.
That
Thank
was a
you.
scary premise.
Yeah.
All the way around.
Yeah.
I was very gagged by Geneva.
I know. You all did such a good job. And folks, just so you know, all of the actors today, this was their first time reading on both scripts. So let's give it up for our actors. Fantastic job. And so I'm looking in if there are any questions that you all have for any comments that you have as we wind down and close out. We have a small group today, so if you want to come off mic just to give props to anyone in particular, um, I think that is good until anyone gets long-winded. I am known to be the Sandman, like if you've seen Apollo, so I will clip a mic. But if you can shortly and sweetly say what you got to say, to give feedback, so everyone can have an opportunity, that'd be great. So, is there anybody that'd like to start? All right.
Good question.
Then I have,
Oh,
okay, go ahead. Question.
I don't know if that's still here. Um, let's see.
Who's your question for?
For Shawn,
Is Shawn
he's
still
still here.
here? Is Shawn still here? I think Shawn is here. I see Shawn. Shawn, are you still here?
If Shawn isn't here, then I'll just change my question to a, which was
Okay.
just that I thought that it was,
I'm
you know,
here. Sorry.
hey,
I was
Shawn,
making dinner.
no worries, no worries. Yeah, I just wanted to a question. I know that you made reference to that it was recent drafts. Just wanted to hear you talk more about what work with a metaphor, what specific poem that you read about, being a robot or being close to a robot, what it taught you about yourself.
Yeah, so my internet's kind of acting a little wonky, so I'm gonna keep my camera off. But basically, this piece kind of came to me because I wanted to play a game and see how many technology references and analogies I could shove into one piece without it feeling like, I don't know, overzealous is the word that's coming to mind right now. Whenever I write pieces like these, I treat it like a game. I treat it like something like here's the challenge and here's how I tackle it. A lot of this is based around the ideas surrounding glitch feminism specifically, and also the Cyborg Manifesto by looking her up so I don't sure by Donna Haraway because I use that in um, my master's thesis, specifically talking about like this idea of a cyborg princess, which is taken from Tim Lawrence's um, what do you call it, essay or chapter in a specific book. I'm like pulling up um, the thingy right now. But basically, he references Donna Summer specifically as a cyborg princess, someone who is blending both like the synthesizer, the machine, the devoid with something like angelic and human, like a voice. And I sort of put all these ideas together of like, what does it mean for woman, for Black women to be machine and still like have a sense of autonomy, right? So sort of like we always hear these things about like womanhood and like being in nature and mother nature, mother earth and tied to the earth, which is great. But I also wanted to see like because of the age that we're living in, especially in terms of Afrofuturism, like what does it mean to be like sort of plugged in and using technology like for us and for our advantage and for our own sense of self and self-fashion. And yeah, I will put those links.
And if you can't put them in the chat now, just email them to me and I'll send them out to folks who register. But that's fascinating. Thank you for asking that question, Martheaus. That was a great question. And you brought up a lot of things that I want to read more about, Shawn. So thank you for sharing. Does anyone else have any more questions or comments? Thank you to those who are sticking around. Want to just give a shout out to all of our registrants who are on the call, and who've been here from the beginning and just given, positive feedback. Do you have anything to say or to share? Where are you? Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I actually have a question for you, Khadijah. So, I had the luxury of being able to participate in the Hurston Wright Fellowship, um, and learn more about playwriting through Nina Angela Mercer. And this play that I contributed to the latest issue of the Rebel Zeitgeist was inspired by that. She talked about kind of giving your characters an obstacle or making it difficult for them to leave the room. And that stuck with me. I kept thinking about like, oh, what would it look like if two characters, like one of them just couldn't leave the room or was trying to leave the room and someone was stopping them from doing it. And so that's where this piece came from. And so from that, I'm just so curious about how other playwrights get their ideas and what their process looks like, especially with short plays. So I would love to know kind of where your idea for this play came from and what your process. I mean, you don't have to give the like the the long version, but just a general idea of what your process looks like as well. I would love to know.
Oh, well, thank you for that question. I'm always inspired by what's happening in the world around, and obviously, when I run out of profanity, I just usually just take to the paper, and I have just been so angry seeing all of these black faces hemming up folks with ICE, seeing it started with a smattering of black faces to now, in many cases, they be the main ones, taking separating families. And I just, uh, at first it just seemed like it was just every now and again, till now you just see people salivating at the salaries that are being offered to literally run concentration camps, and how um, it's just really basic everyday people. It's not anything, when we look at history, and you imagine like, oh my goodness, how depraved, and to know that it could be someone that lives next door to you that's engaging and really populating concentration camps. And even as when I think of George Jackson, and I was born during the 70s and really grew up during the Black Arts movement, and very familiar with many of, and my father was imprisoned. Unjustly prisoned. Actually, that's how my parents met. um, because my mother was a tutor in the program through UDC, formerly known as Federal City in Washington D.C. And so to now see these images of Latino people, someone sneaking an iPad so they can just call out, makes me think of what would have happened if the technology was different in the 70s. So when you ask about, I just went on a tangent. See, this is why I tell you I do pre-recorded introductions. But that is literally
Right.
what my inspiration is everything that's happening every day. Um, I just I have no words. I have written so many things just in the span of these past 2 months, to respond to what's happening, because I feel so helpless. And I look at my art as documenting the existence of right now. So thank you for asking me that question. I apologize for being long-winded. All right. Did I did I make her leave? Is she gone? You still there,
I don't think
Brandy?
so.
No, yeah,
Okay.
no, that was awesome. Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you so much.
It's like, oh, did I chase her away? Um, yeah, so I just want to say to every single one of you, and you said it, Seneca, some of the voices from April, but then to have Brandy and Nia, Aaliyah to be able to join us. You didn't have the opportunity to join us. I really just feel such kindred connectedness with all of you all. I love the diversity, the intergenerational nature of this spring volume, just of our work. I love to see. the ways that we enter this work through different experiences. And I just appreciate so much the vitality of your work. Our written work, is coming under attack. Really, it is an attempt to co-opt our thoughts, literally, and that's not even hyperbole. And I feel like the written word is that last vestige of our ability to develop our sense of critical thought, and to be able to understand the connectedness that we have to one another. And so that is why I'm so intent on trying to maintain the sustainability of this nonprofit. I've worked with so many nonprofits over the course of my career, and I've always felt that I've been pulled away at some point from really empowering people to know that they have the tools to be able to walk and to operate um, toward liberation for themselves and for all people. And it really starts with us being able to understand and to deconstruct our thoughts and to share them with others. And so, everyone that's here, that you aren't a part of um, our spring issue, but you are a writer, we have some upcoming workshops and craft talks that are happening this month. Encouraging you to, I am the facilitator for most of them. Largely because I didn't want to pull from the community to do anything the breadth of what I want this teaching, excuse me, this month to incorporate. And so if you are registering for any of our workshops or craft talks this month, know that you are going to get reading lists. You are going to be engaged in some type of practice to inspire you to use your voice as a tool of liberatory practice. I put into the chat a list of authors, and that also book lists some of the authors' books for you to read this month if you are intent on learning more. Who are some of the writers who have come before, who exist now? Everyone that was a revolutionary ain't dead. A lot of times we we tend we tend to settle in the past and believe that all of the good ones are gone, but there are people who are really speaking truth to power right now, some of the people that are here tonight. So it's really crucial that you expand your understanding of what's out there. It is hard to read now. It is hard to read. Everything is against us being able to focus and to put our attention to reading. And so, in one of the workshops, I will actually have some recommended practices on how to engage better. For those of us who are really I would get in trouble for reading. I read so much. I went on vacation in June and was able to get back to reading a book in 2 days, and it was a consistent practice that I had to engage in. So I just want to say that for if anyone who is interested, I believe it's the workshop I'm doing on poetry as ritual. I might even bring it up in all of the workshops that I'm doing. Um, Something on how to just focus and attend to the text at hand, because right now I know for many of you it's something that is a challenge nowadays. I'm trying to the funding, you may ask, like, why is she asking for 25,000? So I have been operating this nonprofit for the past 2 years. I probably got I had a sponsorship for last year's teaching, but really on fumes and love. And that's largely because the fundraising climate has drastically changed just in the past 2 years, but definitely the last year when it comes to federal funding, but funding in general. For those of you who are in the nonprofit profit sector, you know what I'm talking about when we think of 2020. George Floyd, where a lot of corporations and funders were really, I guess, guilted into supporting the arts, but specifically ar- areas that minoritized populations really um, where there was nonprofits or just areas where we seem to predominate. And over the years, there have been pullbacks. We've seen it with Target in a corporate kind of way with the divesting from DEI practices, but with federal funding, literally certain terms such as Black, woman, equity, social justice, those things have been marked as being divisive to the point where it's been very challenging for many organizations to be able to receive the funding for the services that they may have received in funding just a year before. And so it has been my hope to make this organization self-sufficient in various ways. One, becoming a press. So we soft launched this past year with the printing of some of my own books, just to make sure nothing too raggedy is going on. Just kidding. But really wanting to, I want to be able to have a prize, and to publish more Black writers who are writing in what I have coined as writing for liberation. But also I've been reading up and learning ways to make a press or create spaces that are more cooperative. I come from a background of independent education, homeschooling in particular, where cooperatives are really foundational to the work that families and parents are doing when it comes to educating. And I think that that model can be translated into a literary ecosystem. And so I'm going to leave it there. Please let me know. Please consider donating. If you can't donate because times are hard, and I get it, if you would like to help us fundraise, I have put in the chat the link where you can go to our page with Collect to Give and sign up to be a fundraiser. And all of that is very similar to the Facebook fundraisers, where you share it with your friends and you let them know that you believe in our organization and that you would like to support us by asking folks to donate. And all of that matters. And so I'm going to say good night. I'm going to thank you for joining us. And please, please, please consider joining us for the remaining events during this Black August. Take care. Bye.